As you can see right here within the hertz frequencies, from 174 hertz removes pain, and then you get down to 936 hertz and you start to connect with the spirit. Now, the science behind this and why this is happening is literally because the mechanisms, like I explained, the instruments like the gongs, you know what a gong is, it's that boom, you hit that big old symbol that they use, right? The frequency that they're giving off regulates the vibrations in the bodies within the body, interacting with the mind and the body. Now, the brainwave impacts. It shifts the brain waves to alpha and the theta states, promoting calmness and mental clarity. Now, alpha and theta states within the brain are relaxation and how we are relaxed, right? So the alpha side of the brain usually resonates at a frequency of 8 through 14 or 8 through 12, I believe. And then when you get to the theta states, it's more so 4 frequency to 8 frequency. Now that's slow. With chronic pain and sickle cell patients experience chronic pain due to blocked blood flow. Now the frequencies through the music can lower the stress and pain perception. So the sound therapy can uplift your mood, improve focus, and encourage rest. And I was catering for an event, and it was called 729. It was at the 729 Community Center on Thornton, and it was a holistic event. And they had this guy that came in and did sound therapy. This is before I knew about sound baths and tuning forks and all of that good stuff. So when he came, I was in pain already. My back was like aching on 10. And he was like, man, lay down. I wanna try these sound baths on you. And I laid down literally for like 15 to 20 minutes. And he comes with the sound baths and he's hitting them, he's making the noise and he's vibrating the frequencies like all over my body, like aligning within the chakra system of mine. And when I tell you, when I got up from that, I was pain-free. It was then where I was like, okay, this is real. I have to really start studying this. So I looked into it, did a lot of research, and that's when I started accumulating this within my music. So Supernatural Souljahs is an album that I put out, a sickle cell album that is recorded at 432 hertz. Sound therapy produced by my brother Jason Genius. Geek got it. He's also a sickle cell warrior, SS. That's why we named it Supernatural Souljahs with our genotype as SS. Supernatural being that we are our own doctors. We are our providers. We are taking the initiative to be well and live well with sickle cell. And why is that? Because we live with this illness. We're going to be living with this illness as long as we live. All right. So finding ways to cope, finding ways to live well with sickle cell brought us right here to this music. 18 tracks. It's out everywhere. It's streaming. It's on all DSPs. It's right here. You know it's special when you get the CD printed. There's a lot of cars that don't even have CDs in it. So yeah, CD players in it. So when you get a chance, if you can, check that out. I have a QR code that you can scan later. But the certain songs that we put on here identify with some of the people that I lost in this advocacy space who live with sickle cell. So the people that are near and dear to me within this space. Cameron Sanders, as you can see, the first title of the album is called Dope Sick. All right, now, when I got off of the 180 milligrams naturally, and I healed myself with no consultation, no rehab, or none of that stuff, I started to realize that it wasn't the medicine and why I was sick. It wasn't the sickle cell that was actually making me sick now. It was because of the medicine, pharmaceuticals. So I realized that I wasn't sickle cell sick anymore, I was dope sick, right? Because I still had all of this dependency of this chemical narcotic that I needed to take away pain. So, titles of the song, Dope Sick, Cameron Sanders, God rest his soul. He passed away with sickle cell. Supernatural Souljahs. A lot of these are affirmation songs, all right? Joel Darbonnet was a sickle cell advocate. I'm not sure if y'all know about the campaign Bold Lips for Sickle Cell. That was like, I think 10 plus years ago. And God rest her soul, she created a great campaign and a great organization through Bowlers for sickle cell. And so battle scars, talking about all of the different type of surgeries that I've had on my body. So leave me with a lot of scars on my body. So battle scars on my body. Fire in my bones, yeah, my mental ain't too stable, but still I'm soldier strong. All right, it's talking about AVN, how they wanted to replace my hips. And then thank you, Dr. Air, for talking about acupuncture, because I believe in all of those different type of alternatives when it comes to sickle cell. And acupuncture has saved me from having to get a replacement of my hip and my shoulder. So just knowing that these type of therapies exist and then utilizing them and doing research and trying them out on yourself could be very beneficial instead of always living a life of Western medicine. What I've learned with Western medicine is that with Western medicine, they give us a lifespan of sickle cell 40 plus, 42, I believe, 45, however. But I believe that they give us that because they realize that the treatment for sickle cell is so extensive. They realize that the body undergoing all of these type of treatments, surgeries, complications within the organs, medication, this is our lifespan that we're going to be faced with. So battle scars, man, sick of the bull, sick of the BS. And it's just literally talking about how I'm sick of the medical system, sick of the lack of care, the lack of compassion that we face. Listen, sickle cell is special because we are born into this world without an option. Like, we born into this world having to fight, having to live with pain. So, man, tapping into yourself and understanding yourself and learning these natural remedies and natural alternatives can definitely help you living with sickle cell. And also for the caregivers, it can also help you to educate your warrior, your soldier, on how they can better live their life and how they can have a more purposeful, fulfilling life instead of always just thinking that they have to take it easy, like Dr. R said, coddled because of overexertion or all of that good stuff. So fighting for my life, right, is literally just talking about my pride prism battle. Pride prism, a prolonged erection that happens in men who have sickle cell, right? Very, very painful. When I was 15, pride prism set in on me. And I had to have 2 major surgeries for pride prism, 2 penile prostheses. And it wasn't easy. I was a young man, and they wanted to give me these surgeries, and I wasn't feeling it because the doctors that were coming to me, telling me that they wanted to get the surgery, were definitely not educated. So I had to educate myself on this. And what I did was educating myself to know that pride prism is an extension of sickle cell, and you have to live accordingly towards it. So when I was going through all my pride prism in the hospital, there was nobody that I could find on the internet that was battling with pride prism. There was nobody that looked like me that was telling their story with pride prism. There was nobody that was making any songs referencing geared towards pride prism or sickle cell. So I said, you know what? I'm having all of this struggle and this battle with this pride prism. I'm not seeing any type of education online, YouTube, blogs, music. Let me educate and bring some awareness to pride prism and sickle cell disease. So it's all in the music. My life story is within the music. This has been my therapy. This has been my outlet, writing since I was a young kid living with this sickle cell disease. So you have songs like Hertz and Azir. If you see the art that are on the folders, you see the signs on the banners for the CBOs that are here. You see Hertz and Azir's painting, very famous sickle cell artist that passed away with this illness. His work is everywhere. He's a phenomenal guy. I had the chance and the opportunity to be able to know this guy, a real special friend of mine, worked on panels together, talked on panels, worked at different sickle cell events. Very special young man, God rest his soul. Fresh out of the hospital, talking about like just being out of the hospital and living your best life, you know? Fresh out of the hospital, now it's time to live. Like now what you gonna do that you're fresh out of the hospital? Is you gonna take care of yourself the way you need to so you don't have to go back to the hospital? Or is you just gonna allow sickle cell to sit in you and just take control over you? Nah, you gotta be as strong as you can be with this sickle cell because it'll slow you down, cripple you, trip you up, and all of that type of stuff. So healthy vibrations, that song right there, high vibrations, high frequency. And this is all because of my good producer right here, my brother. Man, this man right here, when it comes to music, this man right here is one of the greatest when it comes to music production and understanding sound waves and therapy for music. So when we sat down together and we started coming up with these songs, it wasn't nothing that he was just sending me beats and then I was just writing over them. We get together, I tell him the ideas that I have for songs that I wanted to create. He'd build up the beat right there from instrument after instrument. We're making sure that we're tuning and making sure that these frequencies are high, healing frequencies, so that when people are listening to them within a hospital setting, that they can get some type of relief, right? So they can get some type of form of medication and it doesn't have to go through an IV, all right? So, I cried. As a young man living with sickle cell, even as a black man in America, you know, we're always told, man, toughen up, don't cry. You need to be strong, man. Men don't cry, we ain't vulnerable, we ain't showing our emotions. I wanted to write this song to let the world know that I do cry, all right? Sickle cell has played a real part on me. It has left a mark on me that now that I live with sickle cell, I look at it as a special. I don't look at sickle cell like a crutch or it's weighing me down. No, why? Because I studied it, I researched it, I found out what it was doing in my body. Now I live well with sickle cell and I live accordingly, right? So it is a special thing to me. So me allowing the world to know that I cry from this type of vulnerable pain that I've been dealt, man, I cry from the mental health that has had a toll on me through the pain that I've been feeling throughout my life. It's a very special song. That's actually one of my favorite songs on the album. And it's just letting you know that it's okay to cry. You know what I'm saying? I try to hold back the tears, but they just keep on falling. And that's a natural thing. It's not a weak emotion to cry. I think you should actually let it out. You know, it's therapeutic when you can cry, right? As long as you're not crying and punching the air and stressed out. But let it out, right? Let those tears out and cry. Get my life right. I had looked in the mirror and was like, listen, I gotta get my life right. It's either I'm gonna die as a statistic with the numbers of sickle cell at the age that they provide for me, or I'm gonna take it upon myself to research, study, and live well according to sickle cell. So that's when I realized that, hey, I gotta get my life right, man. And so much death is just talking about all of the, so much death is talking about all of the warriors that I've lived with, loved on, advocated with, that have passed away with the sickle cell. And this is all within a 7-year span, 5 to 7 year span. I have lost so many people with sickle cell that I have pictures with in my phone, that I have their numbers in my phone, text messages, emails, all of this stuff that we've done with each other. So much death. Middle name, my middle name is Pain. And that's what that song says. And my real middle name is Rayvon. But Pain is really my middle name. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's like one of those things that I identify with so well. So for Pain to be my middle name, it was an expression of mine to allow the community and the world to know that, look, even though I have sickle cell and I'm dealing with this pain, I can overcome that, right? So Save Me is another big song that I love on there. It's asking like, who is gonna save me with this sickle cell, right? And when you look in the mirror, it's me. It's me. I'm the one that can save me with sickle cell. All right, thank you so much to Dr. Air, but Dr. Air can't save me with sickle cell. She could put me in position to understand how to manage my sickle cell better, right? But the work comes from me. I have to take the work into my own hands, and I have to know that, listen, if I don't have any type of curative therapies that I'm undergoing, then I'm gonna live with sickle cell for the rest of my life. So I have to live accordingly. I have to live a well life. If I know that nutrition is the center of health and wellness, then I have to eat that way. You know, I can't just say, oh, no, it's a cheat day. I'm finna go get me some Krispy Kremes and some Mickey D's and some Popeye. I can't live that way. Why? Because I understand that those type of foods cause inflammation within my body. And when my body is under inflammation, and that's when I'm having pain crisis within sickle cell. I can honestly say within the past 2 years, I haven't felt pain crisis to the point where I needed to go to the ER. I haven't had blood transfusion in 2 years. And it's because I've incorporated all these natural things, beets, you know, helping with my blood circulation and boosting the blood properties within my body. All of these different things play a part, right? Purple Heart soldier, right? I feel like I call myself a soldier, not a warrior. And I say that because I'm on the front line for sickle cell, right? And my main focus is to pull wounded warriors off the battlefield into a life of health and wellness. All right, so we've been sick all our lives. We've been facing this sickness all of our lives. So as a soldier, Purple Heart soldier, I'm pulling wounded soldiers off the battlefield and allowing them to understand that they full potential and their purpose is to understand health and wellness on a cellular level. Thank you so much for that. Big love only, and that's all I spread. Big love. There's no hate in my heart. There's no aggression. There's no stress from sickle cell. There's only big love only, and that's what I spread throughout the community, and then that's what I spread to myself because I know that I'm special living with this sickle cell, and I also know that everyone that's here is special, especially the caregivers. If it wasn't for you all caring for us, man, it would be a rough road for us. A lot of us would have been checked out and gave in and gave up, but this music is a testament of strength of sickle cell. It's allowing you to know, don't give up. It's positive affirmations within this. Thank you all so much. The Sickle Cell Holiday album is over there. I have hard copy CDs. You can check them out, get them. If you like, stream it on all DSPs. There's videos on YouTube. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. And try sound therapy as a health alternative, as a healing alternative. Thank you so much.
I cry, I can't even lie, I cry. I try to hold back the tears, they slide right out my eyes. I cry, trying to hold back tears, they keep falling. If it wasn't for sickle cell, we'd be bald.